Hi guys, 14th Prime here with a video that probably should have happened last year, but I did decide to postpone these until this year, mainly for the top 22 list, because remember last year I'd gotten a figure or two like right after I filmed the video that I really wanted to include in the list, but I couldn't because I already made it. So I decided to postpone like the customs lists as well. Unfortunately, just due to some technical difficulties, if you saw the community post, I had to postpone the collection update as well. But that went up recently. Hope you guys liked it. There we go. So anyways, this will be the top 10 customs of 2022. The only real rule of this is I had to have completed it in 2022. I could have started it sooner, but I don't think any of these I started at the end of 2021 and then finished in 20. I don't think so. So we're good there, I guess. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into this with the weirdest one on this list. Number 10, we have Shots Toxitron, which is really small, so I need to get down here. But I don't think I reviewed this one. Like, I'm pretty sure I didn't. That's because I really didn't feel like there was too much to talk about with it. But, so yeah, mini review. Here we go. So, this is, the more interesting conversation is what this is. As you can see, it is a green Optimus Prime. And I found this on eBay randomly, and it said there was like a KO of Nemesis Prime, and it was from Greece, I believe. And I bought it because I was really intrigued by it, because for one thing, it has like screws in it instead of pins, which is interesting. And I couldn't really find any evidence of what this was supposed to be, and this wasn't here. I took a Bot Shots motor breath and like just destroyed him to get this and glued it on there. But I do like how this turned out. Of course, the color's based on Toxitron. Even some little bits of rust there, like on little wheel wells here. Which he can transform, but he doesn't really like lock in or anything anymore. Which I think is very befitting for Toxitron. Let me just hold him in place for a second so you can see. Some purple grill, some nice red windows, a little bit of weathering on the sides. And then I painted the wheel there. Doesn't really match these too well, but it's alright. But yeah, this was just a really dumb one I wanted to do. And I like how it turned out. I think he's funny, kind of adorable. And yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do more like Bot Shots customs in this sense, but who knows, we'll see. And I'm going to bring the camera back up just a little bit for number 9, which is Shattered Glass Windblade. Now, this was initially, I believe I mentioned it in her video, this was initially a custom done by one of my friends, who I will be sure to link below. He sent it to me, and it was his like second ever yellow custom, so it was like very messy and stuff, and I asked him if I could redo it, because I had like a method of painting yellow I really wanted to try, and it worked. Which I just used white primer for all the sprayed bits, so it's like very clean. I mean, granted, the hand-painted parts are still kind of messy, but, like, I think overall I really like how this turned out, and I think why it's on this list is because it's a mix of being from a friend, and also the fact that it's how I got a bit more comfortable painting things like yellow and even white. So, yeah, I mean, I do really like it. Maybe one day I'll do, like, a more traditional, like, Fun Pub Shattered Glass Windblade. If they ever do a new Windblade toy, this was the last one. Like, the last new mold Windblade got. It's like my least favorite mold for Windblade. Come on. Hasbro. Legacy Windblade. Where's she been? Where's she? She didn't even get a Cyberverse, like, deluxe. She just got the Warrior, which was alright. But in terms of deluxes, this was the last one she got. But I do still like it. I like the yellow color scheme, the little pops of purple and green. And then the sword I actually kept as theirs. It's got, like, some nice, like, little blood splatter and stuff. It's pretty neat. And for number 8, we have the boy Legacy Stockade, or just Earth Mode Stockade, which is pretty much what I mainly used them for, since I did the Cybertronian one last year. And it's kind of surprising to me that he ended up this low on the list. I think it just goes to show how much I like a lot of the stuff I did this year, because I love this custom. Like, it's a fairly simple one. It didn't take me too long to do, but it's just, I love Stockade so much that just having, like, a chug one is awesome. I like this hammer with him too. It's just like a prime, like a Prid Cliffjumper hammer. But yeah, like this body type is just like the perfect one to use. Like little details, like yeah, I had the gray on the tops of the van. You can even get in like his stocky proportions right here. Like granted, I like the Cybertronian one a bit more in terms of proportions, just because he's a lot more buff. Like Stockade should probably be a thick boy, but I do think this works quite well too. And even doing the face modification was fun, like shaving down the mouth and making it to a mouth plate. The whole experience was just really fun. I keep on meaning to go back and do a little bit more to this one. And maybe one day I will, but just for now, I like how he is, as is. And for number 7, we have Guzzle, which is so weird because it feels like forever since I've like talked about him, really thought about him. Because he was like one of my first ones this year. Like I did him in January. Like all the other ones here I did like months later. Or like, I think at least by the second quarter of the year. Pretty sure by the second quarter of the year. So it's just like, he's like the only January guy that's here. He was like my first or second custom of the year. And he's great. I love the Slammer mold so much. How has it not been repainted yet? All this year, I expected a repaint all this year and it just didn't happen. And I'm still upset about it. I really want Hasbro to do something with this mold. They can make a Guzzle and I'd be fine with it, but just something. It's too good of a mold just to be used once and then we just drop it entirely. Like, come on. But yeah, this custom I really like. I love like the army sort of stylings he's got with the green, black, and silver. But then he has like bright yellow on the chest. And then these white treads. I love the white treads. They're so cool. I love how they turned out. And then then once again having to modify the head a little bit, like shave it down, kind of hand paint eyes over a visor, which was the first time. I think this was the first time I did it, but it's not the last. So yeah, great, love him. If there's a Wreckers Wave 2 happening at some point, if he's not in there, we riot. And anyways, number 6, we have Shattered Glass Shockwave. Once again, like I mentioned, Windblade kind of paved the way for me to do some yellow and some white customs this year, and Shockwave was one of them. And I love him. It's weird to me how like the Shattered Glass subline just didn't do Shockwave. Now in IDW2's Shattered Glass stuff, Shockwave was like, he was mentioned in like issue 2, and then he was shown in some flashbacks here and there. And I think the Ultra Magnus issue he's there, like before he had all this stuff happen. But like yeah, he just feels so underutilized in that. I really wished he would have gotten a toy, but he just didn't. But who knows? We had like a leak that said Shattered Glass Grimlock is happening, so maybe we're not done. Maybe we're not done. We'll find out. But I do still really like how he turned out. The only thing I kind of wish I could have done is like somehow made it to where this was still like see-through, but there wasn't really a way I could do it. So I had to put primer first, then the spray paint. If I put primer, it would just put in gray, so it wouldn't have worked. But I do still like him. He's very simple, but that is just kind of Shockwave's design, right? So it all kind of works. I love the eye though, like just how, like detailing that silver, because I think initially it's like black, so you really can't see it, but now that it's like all silver, you can just see all that sculpted detail. It's crazy what they put in there. Even this gray, you can see all the sculpted detail. That's what I love about lighter colors. Even the yellow here, like you can just see everything they put into the sculpting, and I think that's fantastic. And for number 5, we have Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus. Of course this guy was going to end up on the list. I still really love this custom. I'm not done with this mold yet. I have one more custom planned from it that I want to do, even though it's technically a repaint. I think I've already mentioned it that I want to do I want to do my own Shattered Glass Laser Prime, which will happen this year. I'm hoping it happens next month. Don't quote me. Don't take it as fact. That is the plan for it to be done by the end of February. But I gotta start it first. I have other stuff I gotta do first. Sorry, guys. But I do still really love this custom. I really wish Hasbro would have just done this. And it hurts so much more, because in that same leak where we got Shattered Glass Grimlock, apparently there's a leak of like SS-86, a Commander Class Ultra Magnus. So you know Delta Magnus is going to get his own repaint and everything, but then Shattered Glass Magnus is not going to come back to you like a proper figure. So we're just going to be stuck with the dumb Kingdom toy. Hate that thing. But I at least have this, and I love him. And I like painting this mold, even if there's a little bit of challenge here and there with it. And then the head, unfortunately, the head, at one point, I just managed to break one of the little antenna, and I could never find it. I probably vacuumed it by now, like it's gone. But, I do still like it, you know? Like even missing the antenna, it makes him look a little bit more insane. So that's always fun. But, yeah, love this guy. Love this costume a lot. Hasbro, why did you not? Why did you not, Chief? You could have. You had him. He was right there, and you were just like, nah. I'm going to use the worst possible figure. And for number 4, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Bot Shots Groove. Of course this thing was going to be here. I love this custom. It's so dumb. It's dumb that it exists. It's dumb that it ever even was a thing that would have existed. And I want it. I still want like an actual one, even though I can never have it. But just it looks super cool too. Like again, lighter colors. You can see all the sculpted detail. So it's just like you can see everything, like really nicely. Just And even the colors here, like the white and the gold, just pops super hard. It's just really, really nice. And you can quote me on this because this is a plan. The Bot Shots Combiner will be finished this year. I have 2 more pieces to do with it. I don't know when this year. I don't have the figures to do it yet. But it will be done this year. Guaranteed. You can hold me to this promise. Because I want to see it done too. But yeah, I love this. I love its goofy concept and idea. It's so dumb, and that's what makes me love this. It's not perfect. He's got a little bit of chipping, mainly on this tab that I could probably fix at some point, but I just don't think about it. But I love him. He's great. He deserves all the love in the world. And Hasbro, if you're watching, bring back Bot Shots. Bring them back. Come on. It's been too long. And now we are in the top 3. So number 3, we have the only Studio Series one on this list. We have Ice Megatron. This is a really fun one, honestly. Like it was. I literally got the idea because I had the premium finish one. And I was like, you know, it'd be kind of fun to do something with my other one. And so I had the Ice Megatron idea, but then I realized I couldn't really do it properly because I painted my other one. And so instead of just like not doing it, I literally sold off my first copy and then found this one, like a plain copy, and went in with it. I did this so much. Every single time I took photos of it, I ended up adding more to it. So this is like version 3, basically. I don't even know if I did this in the video. Because like I remember the first time I did it, I didn't have like all the silver like dry brushing for that ice effect. And then the second time, I added some more semi-gloss black. And then the third time I added the copper. Like the leader class. So it's just kind of, I love this custom, man. Especially the legs still, like how there's like the dry brushing there, look like the frozen over. Then on the knees, it's so nice. Like Hasbro, why don't you do customs like this? You can't even excuse this one as like, oh, it's because the vehicle licensing, it's so expensive. This is nothing. You could do this. You could make this repaint. Like this is like a rare mold now. So like reissuing would be great. Come on, just make it some dumb exclusive. You put it in Buzzworthy. That's what Buzz. We have Ness Bone Crusher. We can have this. Come on. And for number 2, we have Legacy Armada Sideways. What can I even like say about this costume at this point? Like I love this so much. Just the idea of it. I really wanted to use this mold for something, but I wanted to do something unique that no one else was going to do. And at the time, I saw like Velocity was done. I think I saw like a G1 colored RC maybe. I saw something. I saw people have ideas for a Nautica, which I don't know if I've seen anyone actually do, but it's just, this mold is so much fun to paint. Because you can just easily like tear it apart. And there's a ton of parts that are just like neutral colors, so you really don't have to worry about painting them if you don't want to. It's just really convenient and fun. And then what made this better was like doing the mods and stuff, because I don't get to do mods too often, so like the head was awesome. And it turned out vastly better with painting eyes over a visor than guzzle. It's just, I still have people to this day like, you gonna do the other head? And, you know, I mean, I would, but like First Aid's head is really hard to get. But I mean, I don't know. I also at the same time, I kind of expect Hasbro to like make a new one pretty soon. Like in the next 2 years, I expect to see a new like Armada Sideways figure, especially from the Legacy animated Prowl, because like they share a very similar body type. At least the upper body. Like I know the legs are pretty different, and they are going for like a lot more accuracy with the Unicron trilogy figures. So it might not be like it's just a straight repaint with like a new head, but I could see like the designs being a bit like the engineering being a little bit similar. But I mean, shoot, even if they did just like give it the headmaster gimmick, or even just like the evil head, the guns, and just repaint it, I'd probably be fine with that. I love this version of Sideways so much. He's awesome. But yeah, love this boy. And I'm so happy Unicron Trilogy's back, even if it's gonna start making some of my customs redundant. It's okay. Hasbro does it to me every year. I mean, the Legacy animated Prowl that I did is already redundant now, so they do it to me every year. And then we got the new Ironhide, and I'm half expecting like a Diacon repaint of that at some point. And then that's gonna make a whole thing. Yeah, you know, I think about this too much. And for the number 1 spot, everyone already knows what this is. This should not be a surprise. It really shouldn't. If anyone's shocked by what is about to land on this table, I'm gonna be very... I don't even know. But it's Omega Doom. My guy. Now you can see why the video wasn't here, because he's way too big for this setup. But here he is. Here's the guy. Just... This was just a really fun one to work on. I know like that's a lot of my customs really that I enjoy is a mix of the idea is something that I'm really passionate about, and the experience of doing it is a good time, and this is definitely like both. And it's just a really long process. Probably one of the customs took the longest on, just from how much there was to do. This is definitely now my most expensive custom. Like, sorry, Shatter Glass Megatron that I did, the Siege one, that was like 2 figures. That alone together was like $80 for me to buy. This is the most expensive custom on paint alone. I don't even know how much I paid for the figure, because I've owned Energon Omega Supreme for like years. So, I don't know. But the paint alone was a lot. And just all I could do with this was really fun. I tried to make it at least stand out from the other two, from the Energon Omega Supreme itself and also Omega Sentinel. I tried my best to make it feel a bit more unique from them. I did go back. I think I mentioned this in the video that I was going to do it. Let me come down here and zoom in so I can show these guns. Granted, they still aren't perfect. They still have their chipping issues, but like I did go back and fix it, and so I just painted the barrels black and did some silver dry brushing around them so that it can kind of look like a bit of weathering. Just to kind of clean up the guns a little bit, make them a little bit more useful. They're not perfect still. They are still the weakest part of this entire thing, but I made it a little better, and I like it. So yeah, let's see if I can get a few of these guys in here. We're going to be looking at Omega Doom's crotch here for a little while. Zoom down just a little more. Just a little more. There we go. We're just going to be down here. Sorry, buddy. But yeah. Overall, I think this was a solid year for customs. I had a good time. Let's see, can I put him just like... Yeah. But I had a solid year for customs, I think. There was a nice range of things. I started the Bot Shots customs. Like that was like, it's crazy that I actually like got around to doing that. Like I didn't really like, I love Bot Shots, right? I can't really like talk about it on the channel that much just because, you know, who cares? But and I like that people are excited about them too. I got like comments about them, just like excited to see like Bot Shots content at all. Since I didn't realize a lot, like other people cared about this line. So it's just great, and also like the nice receptions, like the Unicron trilogy stuff I did, like the 1 or 2 I did. Even Stockade was great. But just, yeah, I did have a really good time with customs in 2022. I'm glad you guys are liking it. I hope you guys like what I have in store this year. I don't know, like, what... I have, like, 1 or 2 big plans. Like I said, Bot Shots Combiner, you can quote me on this. It will be done. 100% gonna finish it without a shadow of a doubt. I don't know, like, what of the new Legacy toys, because, you know, the Legacy Evolution, we just have Wave 1, and I already did the Scraphook Shattered Glass custom. And I don't really know anything else from Wave 1 that I'm going to paint. Maybe Shattered Glass Tarn? Don't quote me. I got to get one first. Because, like, I have the MMC one, and I don't really need, like, a chug version of the DJD. But, I mean, I might just get a Shattered Glass. I might just do Tarn, paint up in Shattered Glass colors. It just depends. Don't. It's not a guarantee. It's an idea. For now. But yeah. Anyways, that is pretty much all I have to say. So, be sure to check out my channel for more video and custom reviews. Don't be so forget to subscribe. You can also check out my Facebook and Twitter pages down in the description below. As the 14th Prime, signing out.